I swear, I need my own house on my own land that's far away from people, far, far away from, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no neighbors because my peace, this world, at least how I've been feeling, right? No ego, there's no ego about it, all right? No ego or arrogance about what I'm about to say, but this is coming from what I've literally observed in my surroundings and noticed about like the timing and the patterns of just the things that I do, think, feel, and say, or even notice, or realize, and the timing of like my immediate surroundings response or reaction to whatever it is that I feel, think, see, hear, realize, and yeah, is that this world this is what it seems like, at least, what it feels like from what I'm observing, what I'm noticing, is that it seems like this world's peace, balance, and harmony is dependent upon my peace, balance, and harmony. And if that is shaken up and disturbed, then that is that's reflected in the rest of the world. As long as injustices keep happening to me, injustices will keep happening all over this world. As long as I keep being oppressed and suppressed, oppression and suppression will keep happening to the rest of the people on this world in this world. And the people that I've been around, the people that know me intimately, personally, they knew this about me before I knew it about myself. And it's like people have been hiding me from the rest of the world so that they could keep me for themselves as their personal like genie in a bottle. I've been a fucking motherfuckers have been experimenting on my mind and keeping me keeping me limited to karmic situations and just making me trying to make my surrounding like they refuse to help me out. They refuse to help me grow in a way because they don't want me to outgrow them. I could be in the same I could be physically in the same area situation as them, but my spirit is far beyond where my physical is. So they want me to, and then they try to groom me to believe like my physical situation is a reflection of who I am and what I deserve. I know that's not true. These motherfuckers project their fucking shadow onto me and other people's shadow onto me so that they can like destiny swap and pretend to be me and like so they could so that the world and the people in the world views them as me, but they're not doing me justice. They're not doing other people justice either by lying to them. That's not who they are. And from all the spell work and attacks and experiments that they've done on me and how I've dealt with it and how I've gone through it, I've unlocked something very valuable. Something that apparently everybody in this world strives for. I still don't know quite what that is, but I have an idea of what that is. And because someone mentioned to me they asked me to not think and to just feel. And so I stopped thinking and I just sat there and I smiled. And their response was, "I can see your lotus feet." People have been paid to gaslight me, to come up in my face, to lie to me, gaslight me, and to get me to believe in a lie about myself. And so this person that shared that with me, they were taking a risk, and I believe, I pray that they're protected. In my heart, that person deserves to be protected from any threats and intimidation and harm that whoever paid them to lie to me at first. First off, yeah, no. If you're loyal to me, say you were lied to, right? They manipulated your heart to come against me, right? That person that did that, they lost access to me. And so they don't want anyone else to see my value, see my worth, or to validate my worth or value to me, because they don't want me. They don't want people. They're jealous of the people that have access to me. For one, they're jealous. They'll come to you to tell you to come lie to my face, but first you got to have access to me to come lie to my face. So they're telling you to do that while they're jealous of you, because you could still you could before I figure out, oh, this is what you're here for. You got access to me, so you can come to me in my face if I believe that you're not there, that you're there for. I don't even be concerned in myself with why people be around me. But I could feel it when people get around me. I could feel it now. The ones that come around me and don't speak to me, I feel like they are just trying to feel me out, you know? Maybe they're tapped into, the universe, and they don't need to speak to me. They don't need to ask me what's up. They could just observe me, and when I'm silent, it speaks for itself. That's why I don't care to explain myself to anybody. A lot of people have been coming around me and having indirect having like an indirect interrogation and fishing for information. Man, I'm finna just stay quiet and let you believe whatever fucking lies that it is you trying to find a way to prove. I'm gonna let you believe in that shit, because you ain't asking me directly what's up. So I ain't gonna give you the information. You disrespecting? That's disrespect. I take that as disrespect. I'm not finna tell you shit. But I will tell you what I will tell you is how. Yeah, tell him, huh? What I will tell you is that you playing in my face like that, and all the shit that y'all talk about, all the violence and murder and getting people getting beat up and robbed and stabbed and killed and all that shit. I know none of that shit ain't gonna happen to me. And I've actually seen it multiple times. People come in my face playing, talking about some, oh yeah, such and such got beat up and robbed and da 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 da. There's multiple ways to interpret what they're saying. One aspect comes to me like, oh, they're trying to get me to feel, to get an emotional response, to get me to feel empathetic towards these people that these horrible things are happening to. But I know that they if it's happening to them, for one, karma is coming back to bite them in the ass. They try to plan, they try to tell me indirectly what motherfuckers is planning to do to me, or what they're planning to do to me, and then it ended up happening to them. I seen this one dude. I was in this house, and these people were playing games, right? Talking about this and that, blah blah blah, violence, murder, beat. people getting jumped, robbed, and then I leave, going about my business for a couple days, minding my own business, so isolating, just taking time to myself to relax, catch up on rest, and reflect and meditate, and gather my thoughts, and then one of those people that was in my face playing, right, I seen them. They all, their face was all, man. They got beat up. They got jumped. They got fucked up too. Both his eyes was red and blood. Not his both they were his eyes weren't bloody, but both his eyes was swollen. Like he get punched in the eye. His lip was swollen. His lip was bleeding. His nose was bleeding. He had a cut on his face. He got done. He got done bad. And I'm laughing, but I don't find it funny because I don't find other people's misery and suffering humorous. But at the same time, I am going to laugh to keep from crying, but that don't mean that I genuinely find it funny. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it go over. Um, and what else? So, you know, all this crazy shit in my life started happening. All this gang stalking. Every person I've ever talked to about gang stalking has tried to rationalize it for me as something not as significant and not as like it's probably just they're just minding their own business. I'm like, nigga, first off, I ain't no paranoid person. I don't I don't got so much. I don't got like I'm not worried about. I'm just not. I don't be. I'm not a worried type of person. I don't be worrying about shit going wrong. Honestly, like I be so content with nothing. Like when the sun is shining, when this look at this. That right there, man, that be enough for me to. I feel like I'm in heaven right now. And when I don't even like, and I be feeling like this is the most powerful time for me to manifest. But like, and I don't even be like, nothing comes to mind. Yeah, I want some money. Yeah, I want to be rich. Yeah, so I can live in a comfortable, fun, exciting, adventurous life. There's things I want to go do. I want to travel. There's things I want to experience. But like, when I see that right there, when I see that be enough. I be like, man, I'm good. I'm good. There ain't nothing in the world that I want right now because I got that. To where I just be so blissed out, just sitting here, happy that the sun is shining, looking at the beautiful colors bouncing off the trees and the flowers and the cloud, the shape of the clouds in the skies, and the sound of the birds, and the feel of the wind, the breeze. Like that should be enough for me. I'd be so sad. I'd be satisfied with that. To where I don't even be thinking about shit to manifest because I'm satisfied right here, right now with this. Woo! Look at that shit. Beautiful. And that shit pisses the people off that try to that paint a false narrative about me to other people, and then after they say that, then they send people in my life to gaslight me, to lie to me, to manipulate me, to groom me, to think like them, to behave like them, and try to justify it. And people be asking me shit. I didn't realize motherfuckers be asking me. They be telling me shit. They sound like they telling me shit, but then they be like, right? And I'm like, I'm initially I'm shaking my head yes, because I'm like letting them know that I'm comprehending what they're saying, and then as I'm shaking my head yes, they'll squeeze in a question, or they'll squeeze in like they'll ask something as I'm already shaking my head yes to something they said prior, and then they'll take that as I'm still nodding, and they slip it in. They take that as like a yes to. No, I did not consciously, mindfully, with my complete awareness, consent to whatever it is the fuck y'all trying to get me to give y'all permission to. No. As far as I'm concerned, ain't nobody asked me permission for shit, so I didn't give permission for shit. I definitely don't consent to y'all stealing from me. I definitely don't consent to y'all lying to me. I definitely don't consent to y'all whatever it is. I don't consent. Motherfuckers be coming around me, you like benefiting off of my aura, and then all they give me is drugs and manipulation and their karma. They try to place their karma onto me so that I experience what they supposed to be experiencing, but first they got to get me to react to it. And at first there'd be moments where like I just be pissed off and fed up from like from like not saying nothing, that I feel like sometimes I gotta pop out, show up, and like let y'all motherfuckers know like, nope, this ain't that. And so it may look like I'm giving a response out of whatever, but it's a response out of protecting myself. But I don't even need to do that, really. Like I realize I don't need to do that. I just sit there and I used to just look at them. You know what I'm saying? When I sit there, they get quiet. They stop talking. They start talking slower. They'll talk slower, quieter, and they eventually stop talking. If I just hold that, and just look at them and no emotion, they're like, okay, it's just not working, and he sees me. Like, man, I've been seeing y'all. I don't always acknowledge y'all because I know another thing too about my energy. My eyes, man, my eyes, people can feel when I'm looking at them. If I'm and these females, right? These hoes, these succubus bitches be coming around me, walking around me, right? Getting into my environment, wearing clothes that show off their physique and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if she got a nice booty, I'm gonna look. I've said that out loud before. So then bitches with nice bodies start coming around me, and I'll be focused on something, and they'll get into my peripheral vision, and they'll move around until I fucking look up at them, right? And like, I'll look at their ass, right? I know that they could feel when I'm looking at their booty. I know they could feel it, and and then I started noticing men, grown ass men, making noise while they got their back turned to me, making noise, bending over and shit. They'll make some noise, and then I'll look up because I hear some noise, right? I'll look up in that direction, and they bending over as I'm looking over, and then I'm like, man, what the fuck? Trying to get me to look at their ass because they fucking gay. You've got some trauma to heal from. No discrimination to homosexuals or same-sex people, but just know, I just need y'all to know that if you a girl and you date girls that like to be with girls, and you a man, you date men like to be with men, that is not a naturally born trait. No one is naturally born that way. That is a trauma. That is a behavior rooted in childhood trauma because somebody put their finger in your booty or put they, you know what I'm saying, they fucked with you when you was a child and did spell work on you for you so you don't remember who. Like honestly, I feel like that shit happened to me. I don't remember who it is yet, but every time I think about it, I don't know why, but my mind goes back to the Pope. My mind always takes me back to the Pope when I start thinking about, when I start trying to figure out, like asking myself, like who did this to me? You know what I'm saying? At first it goes to my mom and my dad, or like people the family that I was raised in, which I don't think is my blood family. But like who did that to them when they was a child for them to do that to someone, to a child. So then and as far as back as I can take it, it's some fucking white man, some white man. You know, my grandma or my fake grandma, whatever the case is, the woman that raised me, her mom was apparently raped by a white man that she was dating. I don't know, but apparently it's said that, and I don't know if this is true or not, but it makes sense as far as the shit I've been thinking about, that she was raped repetitively by him until she got pregnant, and then my mom wonders, or well, the woman that raised me wonders if she's the result of that birth. If that's true, then she's a rape child. She's a rape child, and so that means that the DNA of the motherfucker that raped her mother is in her DNA, and they wanted the motherfuckers put me in that family so that I would believe that the DNA of that motherfucker is in my DNA. Fuck no. So that I would take on that karma, so I would inherit that karma. What? I've lived a reflection of that life, of a person who would be receiving that type of karma from raping a child. But I remember myself. I remember enough of myself to know that that's not my family. I am nothing like them. I've always felt like the alien. Like God, you made a mistake. How the fuck could you have put me in this family? Everybody, they always team up. My siblings always teamed up against me. And whenever they weren't all teamed up against me, it would be one of them that was getting along with me, and then whatever one was getting along with me at the time, they was in a rivalry with the other. But like, it's always been one at a time with me, or just me by myself. Man, and motherfuckers tried to use me for their benefit while giving me the bare minimum breadcrumbs. Shit, barely enough to survive on, to live on. Not even that. Whatever I did, got it myself. God, the universe, God blessed me with. I always get something. When motherfuckers leave me for dead, I either come back, I die, come back, or I survive. Either way, like the phoenix, I rise. Ra, the sun. Someone told me one time that that's how they see me. I asked her, this random lady on the street that was homeless in Bellingham, she told me that she ate babies. She's eating babies and shit like that, and I chalked it up to that's why she's homeless. You know, I was like, what are you like? Why are you out here? Whatever. She's like, I ate babies. I'm like, I mean, not much surprised me no more. I didn't been through so much. Not much surprised me. So I was just like, oh really? You know, she was being honest, and so like, I don't know. I didn't feel. I don't know. I don't like to judge people. I don't like to judge people because that's the universe. There is a council of beings whose job that is. Me personally, I don't even want to be in everybody's business, to know everybody's business, to be the one that decides what their fate is. Man, I don't want all that responsibility. There's already people that's got that job, and if you're in those positions, government positions, legal like official government official positions, and you are abusing your position, your power, authority, influence, you're abusing it, you will be exposed. Everything will come to the light, and then you will be relieved of your duties, and those positions will be filled with people that will do right by them. So, to those that are watching this, we need righteous people in in leadership positions of power, control, and influence, not for the sake of the power, control, and influence, but for the sake of using their position for the uplifting and the betterment of the people and the community and the world. So if you have a pure heart and a just heart, and you want to be a judge, a lawyer, or attorney, prosecutor, you know, whatever, police, doctor, therapist, counselor, fuck it, human resource, fuck it, you know, like to work in like the housing authorities, the housing, whatever the fuck, basically where people go to receive government assistance. Yeah, we need righteous people in those seats. People that are not gonna gatekeep and refuse service to people in need because they're trying to make a claim on some fucking life insurance policy. Oh, so we can't have you in a secure situation because we need you to die so we can collect your life insurance money. Bitch, what? You're gonna die. The people if you're doing that shit, you are gonna get exactly what you've done to others and what you have planned for others that you have not succeeded in doing it to yet. Yeah. All right. I'm done for now.